Top 5 rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Today we got album review reaction by enamjaiii, Jacy and Berhanu. Perhaps it's Jacky, not sure which. Track number 1, I'm gonna call it Jacy Intro, co-produced by maxglo. Let's turn that up a bit. Oh, there's gonna be some heartbreak. Okay. So I was gonna say when it first started, just his voice, he kind of sounded a little bit like Earl Sweatshirt. And now that the song is playing, this is like some lo-fi. This is like some purposefully mixed in a certain type of way. This is gonna be different. I've never heard this album before, so this is gonna be different. I can tell. I gotta put on my different glasses. I don't have my glasses. I gotta put on my different glasses for these.
Still seeking this seed of peace of mind that we never seen. I gotta live for real. Check yourself as a must. Cause none humans ever have tendencies on poison and secret name. You ain't looking for multiple lenses. I be trading and taking what's needed with never they talk. Telling self short is always stupid. They can't afford to bribe what I'm worth. I've been worthy of the love I wanted. Sometimes curses wouldn't exist. They suffocate itself but still dying. And because it makes you drown. I got it. Understand when feeling perfect. And rebuild with the ancient, but I got the night shift and I'm on our side here.
Okay, so I will say, obviously that audio, you know, his vocals, difficult to understand what he's saying. I'm gonna assume that's intentionally, because usually with songs like this, that's intentionally done, like when it sounds like that. But the beat sounded interesting. I would like to hear that beat fully mixed and mastered just to see how that sounds. Track number 2, Almighty. Mike too. That was a lot of things, but I was never worthless. What did he say when he was a jit? He almost died on his birthday. Is that what I heard?
I love both my parents because they struggled, so it all was okay.
Okay.
Big love in my heart, big gas in my fingers. All for a while. I'm really starting to feel bad.
Yeah, Playboy Cardi full of. I'm really trying to get into it. I'm trying to.
I ain't going back to jail, so my fucking daddy, y'all can do this out there. That's just a little your ass little wow. From my purse, he was really worried about some money. Ignoring all the artists, guess we all distracted. Mama called me special. I finally believe Almighty like Sosa. I sound like that. KJ and Christian in the heart when that blind talk.
Catch up. Okay, so it sounds like some pain in this music, you know, reflecting. At first I thought it was going to be a project about heartbreak, but through the muttered lyrics I can hear some of what he's talking about, pain, you know, not just heartbreak, but, you know, growing up a certain way, you know, feeling a certain way about himself. He actually saying something in his lyrics. Clean them vocals up, man. Like, you saying something. Like, that last flow kind of reminded me of Playboy Cardi style that he does, but Playboy Cardi don't be saying shit, like, so you don't really need to, like, his lyrics don't need to be audible like that. You saying something in this on Jai, I don't know how to pronounce it. So yeah, I mean, the style is cool, the muttered, you know, real underground, like real underwater, like muttered lyrics. But when you actually saying something like let's make it a little bit audible. You can still have it muttered, but make that mug audible still. Anywho, track number 3, Kurt Wagner featuring Xavier. Who is Kurt Wagner? Let me look this up. Oh, okay.
And when I go back home,
This beat right here reminds me of, if y'all ever played that game, The Herbs, Sims in the City, extremely fun game. There's a song called Neon East. Go look that up on YouTube. That's what this beat reminds me of so far.
I hope that they still care. I hope that they remember who I was before the fall. I feel my vessel damaged. That's why I'm going.
Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler, Marvel Comics.
Just don't get back. I wanna be cool with it. Take it up to experience. I'm trying to hold my hand. They go in, I just jump. So I wanted to see for self. This is the part when I grin and fear the dark. My niggas don't really bark. Y'all mans don't listen to mouth. I'm always full of horror. I ain't the other fool. I ain't even at the doubt. They tend to think they clever. Please don't think that you're magic, cause I only wanna hate you. I keep vibes for these folks, I don't know if they do. I'm out there living around vision, but I'm nothing like you. You keep on playing games with me and got thrown up the board. I never favor it.
Flowing.
So we said fuck it,
Okay, beat switch. I thought it was a new song.
Look, eyes on the prize, that's my only mission. Eyes looking down every time I'm lifting. Hate to say a word, I don't really listen.
Kid Cudi flow.
I'ma make it, I was born with vision.
Sound like Kid Cudi.
I'ma make it, man, just shut up listen. Winning in first place, cause they always tripping. Can never won the line, so I tried all the time, face failure. And if I found other ways to clear my mind, I'll tell you. Running on rails like a hog, I'm just passing through. If you make a little money, they get mad at you. Eyes on the prize, that's my only mission. Eyes looking down every time I'm lifted.
Y'all can see it's a lot going on in that beat.
Mama, I'ma make it, I was born this. Promise I'ma make it, man, instead of listen.
Yeah. All you need to do is hum. It's Kid Cudi. Okay. You know, last part of that song, that definitely Kid. What is that? Was that Xavier on the second part? Kid Cudi flow, bro. Straight up. Track number 4, we won't talk too much. You know, we want to get the flow of things. Track number 4, Bayou featuring Lucid. Like lucid dreams. Who's doing these beats, bro?
Yeah.
Let me see.
This ain't the same as lifting weights, flipping plates, gripping cup and roll, touching still a pain. I sent the different names from my mental to the money in my bag. Fresh and pen, nothing short of getting paid. Rose golden roses, said this line make you oxygen. No worthy to say that there's a flower on the counter. My cross flexion vibes, but I'm a beast when I'm on mountaintop. Coming down, there's nothing, it's the acid speaking. Travel the map.
So I'm not sure who's rapping right now, but this is a better, like those first 2 tracks, the lyrics are just a little too muttered. Like, I understand the style. Like, I listen to some rap songs. I listen to Mike, Disco, Weight of the World, Black Soap. You know what I mean? I listen to that type of stuff. But it was just so muttered, you can't understand what was going on. This song right here, and the last verse of Kurt Wagner, it's still in that, you know, aesthetic, but we can hear you. So this is that style done right. I'm not sure if this is enamjaiii rapping or if it's Lucid rapping.
Back to the castle, drinking from tablets and passion dreaming. I never lacked to dreams, I just turn it to action.
I like that.
Happens, I master being detached from attachment breathing. They call it from the jail again, I'd rather talk to melody. I heard some niggas spend a lot of money on the conversations. But wanna see mothers crying, cause they can see their baby. How are you dogs behind bars, 101 nations? I don't fucking know.
Another beat switch. You can hear that. It almost sounds like an instrument. Nah, that's a vocal effect. It's a dude like moaning, like humming, like Kanye on the end of Runaway on that Dark Fantasy album.
Looking unhealthy in every mirror. People that you can touch, you only see in your dreams. Reoccurring themes of death, being a reunion of sorts with your childhood homies. But mama knows still here though.
Poetry.
Pass on grief. I will man up. I don't want to be found at the leap of my body. Them healing spells being transcribed. The real really did wonders. Blinded by the light restore my vision. Miraculous things really happen like a not succumbing to madness.
Not succumbing to madness. Okay, so that verse, that ending verse by Jai, that sounded I like how that track went. That was my favorite song so far, Bayou. Let me not talk too much. Track number 5. Nothing new under the moon. So it's a play on the phrase, there's nothing new under the sun. So let's see where to go with this. It's the longest song so far at 2 minutes.
I was breaking in my room, but never broke. They screw like I built your bar, they screw cause I care now. I wonder if my fam can notice that I got my strength back. I know they did it out, but they eat cause they pointed it out.
That's all I'm talking about. Hard to understand them.
But I probably would have been omitted before. I couldn't get a better grasp, my DNA mistakes. I had to make it disappear before my folks got home. I finally caught on, believe it or not, the life will make you want to go to sleep, so now you're separate. But I ain't nothing, no end of the moon. That road running searching for who we was. Never been so dehydrated that someone else had to get you water. And now that I tried to come to terms with the fact that if it was alone, you won't be gone. Probably why I asked.
Okay. So sometimes I gotta close my eyes so I can really focus on the lyrics, and it helps me understand what's going on. There's so many lyrics, right? It's not like he's not a wordy rapper or he's mostly focused on aesthetic. I'm trying to figure out, is it about the aesthetic or is it about the lyrics? Because he's saying important stuff in these lyrics, and when you catch certain things, it's profound enough to where it's like I should be paying attention. But it's perfectly, but it's purposefully vocally styled in a way. There's an effect on it to where you can't completely understand it. So I'm trying to figure out in my head, should I be focusing more on just the aesthetic of how everything sounds? Or should I be also like focusing on the lyrics? But there's just so many lyrics, and then the lyrics are like deep and introspective to where it almost pulls me like wanting to understand this. It's just my dilemma in my head right now. Let's get back to it.
He did me the worst. I never heard nobody more. Feel like a dumbass word on everything.
I said I feel like a dumbass.
I wasn't anxious just to get him to leave me alone. I would act like it was past, just wanting to think of it. I was never one to like being coddled. Probably ever around my mom's arms with that like it's before, but that ain't nothing new under the moon. Sliding down slippery slope with a smile on my face. Maybe it's cause that body that I saw in the reverse came back down to earth, but they were never the same. Everyone I see like that wasn't really stressing, so I definitely can escape. So you play where you like, but through what I created, so without judgment. Grandma stuck our hands in water. They did nothing so shameful that I would hide from.
Holy water?
We consumed by what we didn't have. I tried to stop the conversation, but oh, some under the moon.
See, I'm just very confused by that song. I was in a state of confusion the entire song. But if that's the point, then, you know, soft little vinyl crackle at the end. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Track number 6, Tokoro. Sounds like some anime stuff. Let me see while I'm going here. Who is Tokoro? Sushi.
Hi, my name is Jay. It feel good to finally hear me in my music. I spoke before I knew me, now I could finally breathe without fighting. I rock hard, I'm trying to bend fire. My mama says stay from around them apartments constant.
Trying to bend fire, you Avatar? Okay, right there. Hold on. I'm gonna rewind it. I'm using Bluetooth, so when I press pause, it's delayed. That's why I'm talking like over it at some parts. Like I'm using Bluetooth on the MacBook. Obviously, I'm in the car. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Whoa. There's a delay again. Anyway, Jai sounds, or he said Jay, right? Well, I forget what he said. Whoa. This thing just wants to play. I gotta mute this thing. Hold on, man. Like, let me talk. Hold on. So anyway, that beginning before the drums came in, that sounded good with the style that he does, like with the muttered lyrics and then the super wordy, but then the introspective. That part sounded the best rather than on the super chaotic and fast beats earlier. The other dudes sounded good on those beats. Xavier and Lucid, they sounded good on those type of beats, which is what Jai's trying to do throughout this entire album. He's trying to, like, for the most part, trying to get on those chaotic, you know, almost abrasive lo-fi type beats. But I think he sounds better on Tokoro, especially that first 20 or so seconds. that's where he sounded best. That's where that style that he's doing it with the vocal effects and how he's doing everything, it sounded best on that type of thing. The other guys sound good on the other stuff he's trying to do. Sounded better, I should say. So, okay, you have permission to play. I'll rewind it from the start.
My name is Jay. It feel good to finally hear me in my music. I spoke before I knew me, now I could finally breathe without fighting. I rock hard, I'm trying to pin fire. My mama says stay from around them apartments constantly. Was hoping I
His flow sound better right there.
the sun called, y'all. I'm popping and baby kept on the field. And that's so like, catch me somewhere chilling in hell. I was down by
Symbol.
the way for early. And that's so I'm just affect me. I hope God ignored it like rain. Rocked up long journey, I arrived at a hill and crib. She said, get your back and break steady. Walking in circles, looking to progress, let me even dizzy.
So I don't even know how to, here's that leg in.
I have people who are fucking me in the spiritual.
I don't even know, and I'll rewind it. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to explain here. But in the last track, Nothing New Under the Moon, I was saying I'm confused on whether I should be listening to the aesthetic or to the lyrics. If I should just be taking it all in as a whole musical piece and his voice as an instrument, or if I should be more focused on the lyric. I was confused about that. This song, it mixes together. It's like I don't have the dilemma, even though he's still doing the lyrical thing and he's still saying important introspective things. The vocal effect, his flow, how he's delivering things, and the beat all matches together. And it's like a normal song. Like I can listen to it, and if I want to listen to the lyrics, I can. But I can also just take it in as an entire piece. As aesthetically, I could just take it all in without having this dilemma of beat and aesthetic versus lyrics. I don't even know if that makes sense, but this is just a lot easier to listen to for me. There's not that conflict, I should say. Jacy.
Like freedom more than breath, so let the sacrifices be in vain. Maintain the gifts, I don't compare pain, cause there's a lot of other shit to do, and ain't enough time within the day and the night. I show love through action, I show love through bitterness, so take your glow from what we got. Fled for the dark, and patience for the lost. I got my parents' issues, they ain't full of hard-headed. My ancestors crashed, landed and journey round. My crown is on my soul, the flesh is being leased. My mama posse is suppressing, it's so fair in me. You guys stand up tall, the crown on your soul. We still need each other. I never screamed out loud. You guys speak up, man. If not, how would they know? You guys stand up tall, the crown on your soul.
Yeah, he's more like Mike than he is like Earl. Or at least on this song. Very Jacy, I like that. That's great. Yo, put the producer on here. Are you producing this stuff? That's my second favorite song. Maybe my first favorite song, but I don't know who's number one, number two. But it's between Bayou and Tokoro. Tokoro, that's where his king style came to. Everything came together right there. So that was nice. Track number 7, Yiska. I gotta look up what these things are. What is Yiska?
I can't hate cause I need my focus. I can't hate cause I need me more. Keep me high, my crib. I think how it's really sick.
The night has passed.
I was mine and yours. Cause I owe my family one. It's just voice and spirit. I can't hear conversation. No cap, I won't like me. I'll do kneeling, but so I get these sleeping tears. Tell me safety, travel with me. Then you feel me. I believe I'm always on guard. That's what life really I'm best to fix. I'm proud of it. Didn't know it, crying. Oh, me joy, gotta use my tool. They count on me, so far they do. When they talk that shit, they need you. Remember I saw this hella vibe. So I started seeking silence, secret song inside my head. So how I kept my result. Let's get chips out that big broke. First too early, ain't no safe haven. Tell Yiska, stop forgetting.
Inaudible lyrics, but he's flowing. In the sky because the crown got born. So Yiska, I looked that up. It said the night has passed. That's the translation. There's a song called Nothing New Under the Moon. So there's like a night theme here also, I would assume. Track number 8, Saturiwa Island featuring Sayvon. What is Saturiwa Island? Chiefdom in Jacksonville, Florida. He is from Florida. Main village in Jacksonville, Florida. St. John's River. I don't know what the song is about though, I can't understand it.
I think that she miss me. I be trying to live my life, but sometimes it get tricky.
Sayvon.
She move on the step, but she can feel it in my
Hey, he's sliding.
I just had to swing. The city and its people is the ones you probably blame. You can look at photos and just see the way I stand. They get to the decision why they look at me fans. The way that I be looking probably put them in a trance. Number of the boys and now they do a little dance. Say that it's sweet, of course I got that pull.
He's sliding, I ain't gonna hold you.
Then I look, try to tell myself that you can never reach a shot. Posted in the field, you know the J gonna be mine.
Can't understand it. It's like he far away from the mic. It's like the mic is over here and shit, and he way over here and shit. That's how he wanted to sound though, I assume. We still got a minute left. Still up here. To the Saturiwa, you learn something new every day. Jacksonville, probably indigenous people. You know what I mean? Obviously, prior to European contact, who came in, took everyone's identity, merged it together. And the outro, Beachwood Park, track number 9, Berhanu. There's no way he wants us to understand him.
Really talking to folks, at least it feel like that.
could just not, I can only nod my head to the beat. I don't know what's going on lyrically. I need the lyrics to be able to read and listen at the same time. A little drum. A little distortion. Right here. We got another beat switch. What we got?
Nobody knows shit around my thing. Tell the weekend I got prior games. Right, I really miss you, but if I let further you piss, still not just show feelings. Everything like hell. He said everybody life could put up a pair of hair.
Okay, that was Jacy and Berhanu by enamjaiii. I am happy it wasn't like just some of the same old like trap or like, it's different than what you hear, right? So I do appreciate artists, musicians doing something different. Like I'm not mad at that. So something like this is a lot better to listen to than just like the same old shit. Like niggas rapping like Young Dolph, niggas rapping like, shout out to Young Dolph, RIP Young Dolph. Niggas rapping like Moneybagg Yo, niggas rapping like Lil Baby. Like everybody just sharing the same styles. Even though this is very heavily influenced by other musicians like Mike, like Earl Sweatshirt, etc. It's still nice to hear something different. So I would say all the features were good. All the features, and I think I find them good because I like the beats. I like the production style on some of these songs. It's different. Some of them were not like so much my thing. Like the last track, nothing, or maybe it was Kurt Wagner, but the features are all very good. They all sound good over this. And enamjaiii sounds good as well, but my main critique is going to be the vocal styling. I don't really have too much of a critique on the lyrics. It sounds introspective from the lyrics I could catch from Jai. It sounds deep thinking. It sounds at some point like he sat and wrote these things, like he really sat and took the time to think about some of this stuff. But the vocal styling is so distorted. I feel like it's drowning out some important lyrics. And on many of this album, usually on albums like this, like you can trade off. Like you can just listen aesthetically, or you can just focus on the lyrics, even if the lyrics and the beats are lo-fi and distorted to a certain degree. But on this album, like I feel like the lyrics are too important to drown them out so much. And I think the features show that you could have that distorted sound and that type of styling, but you know, and while still maintaining integrity of what you're saying, like in terms of being audible, in terms of being able to understand what you're saying. So I think Xavier did that well. I think Lucid did that well. I think Sayvon did that well. And I think Jai did that well on certain parts on this album, like on Tokoro, which is the best song in my opinion, followed by Bayou. But I think if we just make the lyrics a little bit more audible, we can still have that effect, that style. I think it would be, this album will feel more powerful because the lyrics, he is saying something. There is a message here and there's a theme here, but you just can't catch it. Like on that last song, I can't catch it. Like, you know what I mean? For some reason I felt this was going to be anime influence, you know, and you can see I'm like what was that, Tokyo Japan shirt. So I was ready because of Tokoro, Yiska, Saturiwa Island, but that has nothing to do with anime, to my understanding. I think Tokoro was a Japanese restaurant, like that was probably it, I don't know. Anywho, yeah, so that's my critique on the album, and that's my praise of the album. It is different. It's a perfect length. 9 songs. Any longer than this, like 12, 13 songs of this, and I would have taken an issue with the lyrics not being as audible as they could be, or being so heavily distorted. Like if it was longer than this, I would be like, what do you want us to take from this? We can barely understand you. Aesthetically, if it's more about the aesthetic and less about the words, like you see artists do, some artists mumble through certain bars and lines. But if it's more about aesthetics, then the flows and everything else and the vocal effects should match the beat more. Like on Tokoro, that's where everything came together. That's his best song on here. But I feel like the lyrics are too profound for it to be that. So yeah, man. I think this overall is a good project. It's doing something different. The production is nice. You know, there's only one production credit that I can see on the Bandcamp page, which is maxglo co-produce. So enamjaiii is probably doing all these beats. So the beats are cool. Like I have no issue with the beats. There are some beats that I like way more than others, like Tokoro. And Kurt Wagner, I think, had a good beat. Let me hear that again. Kurt Wagner. Maybe it was a second. Oh yeah, that was the Kid Cudi sounding. Bayou. But yeah, man. Overall, a lot of different looks production-wise. I'm not mad at the production at all. One of the better parts of the album. But I think there are just better ways to produce the voice, Jai's own voice, into these beats and make it sound a little cleaner. And it'll make that whole project feel heavier. It'll give it more personality, because we can actually understand what they're saying. It's not like I didn't understand anything, but like on the outro, both those beats, I think there was a beat switch there. Both those beats, I don't know what's going on, bro. I can only nod to the beat. So yeah, man. If I had to rate this album out of 5 stars, what would I give this, man? I would give this. Hold on, let me look at my rating scale. I want to be fair. Y'all know I don't like doing this on the first listen. Y'all always make me do this, man. You know what I mean? It's 3 stars out of 5. It's good. It's not bad. It's a perfect length. If it was like 13, 14 songs, like 40, 50 minutes, I would have taken, like, I would take an issue with, more issue with certain things. But as it stands, like, I like this. It's like a little experimental joint. I'm not mad at this, you know what I mean? It's a perfect length, bro. I will say that. And it's a lot of different looks production-wise. The features are perfectly placed, and all the features are very good. So, and Jai, yeah, his beats are nice, and that song Tokoro, that's that joint right there. So anyways, I've spoken too much. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. And this is Top 5 rapwebsite.com. Peace.